Yeah, and one thing I want to talk about too, and you sent me over a strategic plan, which I love, is this 21-day racial equity challenge.
That's right. So, one aspect, obviously, COVID-19 was the first pandemic that we encountered this year back in March. And our league year shifts June 1st. That's when our new league year started. So, that's when I started in this role. And if you recall where we were in May of this year, there was a great deal of unrest in our country. And it was surrounding the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery. And for us as a country to be exposed to the structural racism and social injustice that existed within our environment, and finally say, we do not support this and we will not stand by it. So we started this league year, obviously having to pivot around COVID-19, but also standing up for our values of inclusion
Mhm.
and valuing differences of experience and background in our members and in our community. So we asked the question, how do we introduce this? How do we truly be a part of transformational change in our community as a part of the junior league? So the first thing we said was, well, we need to start in our community. So
Right.
within our community of the Junior League of Birmingham, these 2,200 women, what is it that we can be doing to begin those conversations internally? Because if we truly have a broad and diverse membership, then creating a platform for dialogue, for understanding those differences, valuing difference, and increasing our own awareness and how we then take that out into the other communities that we're a part of, where we live, where we work. So we focused then this year on training for our membership. So the Association of Junior Leagues International that we're a part of, it's our parent international organization. They partnered with Food Solutions Network of New England to use content that they had developed for a 21-day racial equity challenge. And then we also partnered with Food Solutions to bring that to the Junior League of Birmingham. So we just concluded our first cohort of the 21-day challenge about a week before Thanksgiving. And then we're going to start our next one in January. And what it is really is it's in a very intensive learning environment, both individual learning and then through small group discussion. You're exploring all of the aspects of racism and social injustice that exists as a way to educate yourselves, but as a way also to create dialogue for greater learning. Learning from one another, greater appreciation for the challenges that exist, and those that, you know, for me, honestly, as a white woman, I would not have been otherwise. I didn't experience myself. And so it gave me a place for growing and learning as a person, and then taking that knowledge and that privilege, both as a member of the Junior League, but as a member of my community, to go out and to begin transforming that community. So we've started there. We also are training all of our leaders. So we have 280 women in leadership roles in the league, and all of them will complete both unconscious bias and microaggression training this year before the end of the league. Because them as leaders, they need to value the difference of the women on their team and value the differences of background and experience of those that they're serving in and outside of the league. And so this training gives them a piece of that and begins that learning and development process for them.
I mean, I really love this concept in this program. So, are you all thinking about maybe if organizations or companies ever call you all in to kind of do it for them, for their company and their employees?
So Food Solutions Network of New England has been so kind to offer that content for free.
Okay.
And we benefit from having some great women in our organization. This is their space. So Nikki Ming White is a member of the Regions Diversity and Inclusions team at Regions. And she is a member of the Junior League and is co-chair of this task force. Martina Winston with Protective Life is also on there. She's on their HR team, leadership team, and does diversity and equity and inclusion efforts there. And so we're benefiting from the knowledge and expertise of our own members internally as we start to begin that dialogue within ourselves. And I think what that does then allows us to go out and create platforms for dialogue in the community. One of our programs, it's called Community Roundtables, and it's a way for us to provide valuable content to our partner agencies as well as to others in the community. And every year we create, obviously this year they're going to be virtual, platforms for dialogue around issues that are of importance that have different perspectives, right? Where there's not always one point of view, and it's important to explore multiple points of view to help educate us. And we've explored within that setting everything from mental health to LGBTQ issues to sexual assault and domestic violence, education. So it creates a platform, and certainly structural racism is an element of that we want to talk about. Because when we think about those 4 impact areas that you mentioned earlier, Jarvis, so health and wellness, education and culture, financial stability, safety and crisis, you have to acknowledge what are the driving forces for those issues in our community, especially those where the reason we're addressing them is because there's disparity in access to those things. So structural racism is an element of driving a root cause for those. It's not the only root cause, but it is a root cause. So for us not to be conscious of that and talk about it, we're never going to truly affect that issue that we're passionate about changing. So for me, it's an important element about training our members to be empowered and knowledgeable advocates in our community as much as they are delivering direct service within our community as a member of the league.
Do you know what's happening in Birmingham? Find out now with the all-new What's Happening Birmingham app. Download today on Android, iPhone, and iPad for free. Get info on everything you need to know about local news, events, businesses, restaurants, and more. Visit our website, what'shappeningbirmingham.com, follow us on Twitter at HappeningBham, or call us at 205-538-4508. Download the What's Happening Birmingham app today. What's Happening Birmingham, your source for everything Birmingham.